And we only have this room until 9 o'clock, so we have time for one more question, and he's standing at the back there. Thank you.
Okay, first of all, Mr. Bevilacqua, I'd like to say shame on you and your government for sending our troops to Afghanistan ill-prepared. I don't care if it's $1 trillion they're going to spend, somebody has to protect the citizens of this country. That comes first. Now my question. Mr. Bevilacqua, you portray yourself as a family man, yet in the last election you ignored a petition of 12,000 voters from Vaughan to keep the traditional definition of marriage. Why? Is your marriage not sacred?
Well, for me, I believe in human rights, and I stand by it. And I stood by that particular issue in the last election. I will this election, and I will for the other election. We don't always have to agree on every issue, but for me, human rights is extremely important, and it really is something that I deeply care about. I understand that there are some concerns, but in life you make your decision. I've made mine. I ran on that particular platform even last election, and I was also quite fascinated by the fact
Please
that...
let him speak. Thank you.
I was also quite fascinated by the fact that Mr. Harper, after making that issue an electoral issue, in 2.5 years in the House of Commons, he has not introduced that issue in the House of Commons for debate. So I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. And I don't think that the volume of a voice enhances the quality. What I will say to you is that that is my belief, and I stand by it. And if you don't agree with it, this is a democracy. You vote for someone else.
Thank you. Ms. Wilkin, we're over to you if you'd like a chance to respond.
I just wanted to say that I think it's really integral to have your opinion voiced to whoever your MP is going to be. Whoever you vote for, whether you vote for change or you vote for what you've had before, it's your decision. But you need to vote for someone who's going to stand up and be there for you. And whether or not you do agree on an issue, which of course, I'm not going to always agree with everybody on the issue of whatever you bring forward, but just the ability to be there and to have that discussion with you, I think, is the most important part of it. And I would definitely be that kind of a leader for your community.
Interesting question that goes back a few years, and I've read through the Green Party platform, and we do not intend to argue with the Supreme Court of Canada. That was actually a Supreme Court decision that changed the definition of marriage. I don't understand it. I don't agree with it. But I can't agree. The Green Party is not going to do anything about it to contest it. We will go along with the Supreme Court on human rights grounds. As far as personally, I think all of us here have something inside, to do with our parties that we don't 100% agree with. But I'm proud to say that overall, our platform is the most comprehensive and the most important issues, and it's worth voting for.
To suggest that if you don't agree with same-sex marriage, you don't believe in human rights is quite a stretch, Mr. Bevilacqua, because human rights are human rights, and they apply to everyone. So I'm not sure where that's coming from. Are you suggesting that we don't believe in human rights? And with respect to some of the misinformation that you continue to spread, the Prime Minister kept his promise. He said he would bring it to a vote in the House, and he did. Unfortunately, it did not go any further than it did. And as far as the matter is, it's right now, it's closed. So if it does come up again, I personally stand for traditional family values. I don't support same-sex marriage. And whether you agree with me or you don't agree with me, you'll always know where I stand.
I think. And there is no question about the fact that the people here know where I stand, because I voted in the House of Commons a number of times, and my position has certainly not changed. It will not change. I believe that everybody's entitled to their opinion, and the beauty of democracy is that we can agree to disagree. And the fact that we have 4 candidates here gives ample opportunities for people to express their franchise in the manner in which they see fit. And more importantly, actually, than voting for me on election day is to go out and vote, because there are people dying all over the world for democracy. We should have a higher turnout in this riding in this country, because the franchise is extremely important.